Welcome to episode 2 on how to set up your experience, best practices, either for first timers and or for folks looking to dive a little deeper into their journeys with psychedelics. Set and setting is one of the most important things. You want to have a playlist of music roughly around 5 hours long. You want to have an area in which you feel comfortable enough to relax. Not that walking around in nature with psychedelics is not a great time. And I do believe there's a lot of deep connection that you can create while experiencing psychedelics in a psychedelic atmosphere, such as a forest, park, lakefront, anything you can walk through. There's definitely a lot of connection out in nature. But for going deeper into our own psyches, for being animals still in our psyches, a place like our bedroom, especially a place that we rest our head every night, somewhere where we feel comfortable enough to drift off into sleep for 8 hours, is definitely the type of energy you want to feel setting wise. And why I say that is because we have innate fears. Most animals only take naps and don't even reach deep parts of sleep as a survival instinct in nature. And although we as humans live in fluffy houses with fluffy cars, nature can always be a little unsettling, especially with such a densely packed population that we have in the States and around the world. With that being said, the best set and setting for self-discovery for either you or a loved one is going to be somewhere they feel comfortable enough to rest their head at night. Being able to rest your head at night is not that easy. Not that easy for most animals who live in the wild, not easy for most humans who live out in the wild. So best set and setting, in my opinion, is going to be our own beds, somewhere we sleep every night. It's almost second nature for us to get comfortable as soon as we're in our bedrooms. Now, most people would say you need somebody with you while taking psychedelics, especially for first timers and experienced users who still get the pre-trip jitters. Now, as much as having somebody there is comforting, whether it be a family member, a very close friend, a partner, a lover, as much as it can be comforting, true comfort comes to human beings when they're in a space of vulnerability. And most other humans don't make us feel completely comfortable in our own skin. Not the way we make ourselves feel comfortable in our own skin. And I do recommend, if you want somebody to trip sit you, to provide that level of comfort of, hey, one of us is in reality. I'm more comfortable now to not be in reality. However, I think it's best for this friend, family member, or loved one to be outside the room, but still close enough that that comfort of someone being there is there, but not close enough that we don't feel that we have the space and environment to laugh without feeling judged, to whimper or cry without wondering what somebody may think about what we're doing. Have them close enough in the room, but not in your space. And the reason for this is because when we're in our own space, when we're in our deep state of comfort, we're not wanting to be bogged down by wondering what somebody else may be thinking about what we're experiencing. The human brain is very quick to think more than it should, especially on psychedelics when we're in a vulnerable state of mind where we're easily distracted, easily second guessing or overthinking. And it can be harmless, it can be harmful, but for setting up the best set and setting, having a space where you can be completely yourself with no obstacles, with no disturbances for just about 5 hours. Now with psychedelics, whether it be mushrooms, whether it be anything else, they can last anywhere from 3 hours of good peaking to 5 to 7 hours of being outside of our regular zone of thinking. The reason why I always stress that the best trips are done when the set and setting is prematurely set is because not that humans become fragile in different states of consciousness, but if you're not familiar with certain feelings or certain ways your brain may be feeling during these types of experiences, then having that pre-set setting is key to a good psychedelic trip. So step 1, somewhere you're comfortable enough to sleep at night. Step 2, a playlist preset for the experience so that mid-experience you're not sitting there wondering what you should put on next. Oh, that sounded great, maybe I should put this on. Because I'm telling you, through many trials, you will sit there with a Rolodex worth of different artists you can listen to, different movies you can put on, and not being able to pick one in that moment, because every single option is a good option. How do you choose a good option in a good option? So setting that up pre-hand, knowing that you're going to follow through with it till the end, is very key in not overextending your capabilities of using these products. Now, these tips go for first timers or deep enthusiasts. I've taken it in every situation you can think of. School, funerals, weddings, family events, other people's birthdays, parties, concerts, nature hikes, beach days. There's a number of places to enjoy this product. But when it comes to a deep connection with thyself, being in a place where you feel comfortable enough to sleep is phenomenal for reaching levels of vulnerability that otherwise you may not be able to attend in a public setting. Now, as a user for many years, one of the most important things that I remind myself before an experience is: 1, these feelings shall pass, whatever they may be. 2, I am in control of my breathing. And 3, nausea is normal with psychedelics. So if your stomach is doing flips and tricks and it doesn't feel that good, well, that's part of the experience. And something you can take from that feeling of nausea is feeling how vulnerable of a human you are. Whether you're the biggest man on campus or the smallest thing in the world, knowing that you can control your breathing, knowing you can control your lifeline, knowing that your sympathetic nerve is easily released by exhaling longer than you inhale. Knowing that although psychedelics can bring feelings of a lot, knowing that those will pass and that this is temporary are all things to remind yourself before jumping into psychedelics. That way you're not caught off guard. You can be caught off guard by somebody barging into a room, having to change settings, the music skipping. Many different things can create feelings of doom very quickly on psychedelics. But being in control of your breathing can help bring you back, remind you that you are in control here. This is not a psychedelic happening to you, it's happening with you. You're on the experience the same way the psychedelic is on an experience. Otherwise, it's just a mushroom growing in a forest. And the other thing to remember is that when setting up a psychedelic journey for you, your friends, or a loved one, it's about doing what's best to make them feel comfortable. You're using psychedelics not so that you can see colors, not so that you can see things that aren't there, but so that you can feel things that are there. So you can feel things that you realize the human body is capable of feeling. When human potential is felt by the individual, not only can we begin to change how we take on the world, we may change how we speak to others in this world. We may change how we feel about the small things. For my first timers or those curious on the journey, just remember that you're always in control. You are always in the driver's seat, even when you may feel like you're not. With a proper playlist, with the right set and setting, you may experience feelings that love, wealth, and security won't be able to give you. This is a feeling that is available for all humans. It's a feeling of happiness for the little things. Happy that you're alive, happy you can breathe, happy your heart's beating, happy you can think. All things that we take for granted on a regular basis. With the right set and setting, you may only need the substance once. With the right set and setting, you may be able to hold on to that experience for many weeks, many months, many years to come. All you have to do is take that first step. Take that first initiative to do something for yourself. Connect with your breath. Connect with your heart. Connect with these things that we carry with us through our waking life, with little to no regard for its impact on who we are, on its impact on those around us. There's only so many things that we can have control over in our lifetime. And I hope that for most of us, we can have control over how we feel. On the next episode, we'll talk about how to get deeper into psychedelics, what I usually like to make my playlist consist of, how focusing on breathing can really dramatically affect your surroundings, and yeah, all the things under the sun that have come to my awareness since starting this journey. We'll see you soon.